Hey guys, it's Paul. Hope you guys are all doing great. We've had a great start to the year, and it just keeps getting better and better. It just feels like we have so many great things going on right now, and thank you so much for the past couple weeks of being understanding in terms of the normal times that emails or things would have gone out. With everything that happened to my brother, I've just been kind of behind the ball. I'm obviously trying to catch up a little bit on some stuff, and so thank you so much for understanding and for maybe willing to wait a day or two for that email to go out, and so I just really appreciate that. So wanted to jump into this week's training video, and really this is going to take actually probably a few weeks because I want to talk about something called branding. You may have heard of it. No, I'm not talking about the kind of branding where you take a shaped piece of metal, you put it in a fire, and then you put it to your skin, and that you brand yourself. Although I've kind of been tempted maybe to do that with our volunteers, especially our future ones, to kind of make sure that they're committed and make sure they're just really, it's more like a movement than it is just a place where they can serve once a week, just to say, man, why don't you get brand under your arm, little student ministry brand. But I'm not talking about that. Brand, I could really break it down very simple. You may have heard before, it's very common lingo in the business world, marketing world, and really what it is, it's whatever people think of when they hear your name, see your logo, whatever. It's not just your logo. Sometimes people think, okay, brand, it's like the logo that they have. That's a part of it, but that's not all of it. It's more of what people think of when they see your logo, what people think of when they hear your name. Businesses have brands. When I say Apple, you automatically think of a certain thing. If you're me, you think of heaven, you think of a good place. Or man, when you go into an Apple store, you just feel good about your life. But you automatically have perceptions. That's their brand. Churches have brands. People have brands. And so whether or not you like the lingo, you have a brand. When someone thinks of you, they see you in the hallway or whatever, they think certain things. They might think, man, that is a dependable person. They might think, man, that's a lazy person. They might think, man, that person is trustworthy. They might think, man, that person is not trustworthy at all. Whatever their perceptions are of you because of what you've done or what you've said, because of a pattern of behavior, that is your personal brand, and there's a corporate brand, and there's a church brand. I want to talk to you a little bit about that over the next few weeks and really what we want our brand to be, because it's one thing, it's brand is not automatic. You are continually creating and recreating your brand. You can create it from the ground up if you're new. If you're old and maybe your brand is outdated or it's not what you want it to be, you can always get rid of the brand that you have and recreate it. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that, what it would look like, our brand of really student ministry and our brand of church to be like here at the Pine Lake Madison Ridgeland campus student ministry. In many ways, obviously, we would have to first go to the Bible for our branding. We always need to go there. We always need, for example, to be known about, man, those people are all about the glory of God, because that's what the Bible is all about. We could also go to Pine Lake Church in general and say, okay, what are the core essential values of, for example, learning and living and leading? We want to be about those things. But apart from that, if we were to go up to a student in one of the schools, and I would even say a student who doesn't actually even go to our student ministry all the time, what would we be known for? That's a good question to ask. I'm new here. I'm still very much asking that question, partly just by talking to students and even just trying to get their feelers out. But here's what I know. Regardless of whether or not what we're known for right now, I do know some certain things that I want us to be known for in the future, and so I want to cover just a few of these over the next couple of weeks, just really one at a time. And today I just wanted to focus on one in particular. I want us to be known, both with our students and with the students that come, that we are the most absurdly over-the-top welcoming people in the history of creation and in the history of student ministry. I want someone to be able to say that, man, Pine Lake, I don't go out there all the time, but when I come, that is the most welcoming, amazing environment. I've never been greeted so well in my entire life. They involve me. It's not awkward. I'm not there by myself. People don't leave me out. All those kinds of things. That's something I want us to be known for amongst the students of this entire area, is that, man, when you walk through those doors, whether there are doors now in an office park, or whether there are doors in a few months and when we're in the entire building over at our new campus or new facility, I want us to be known for our welcoming attitude, for being people with open arms, where anyone can come and anyone can come and feel welcome and loved. That's just something that we're going to have to create from the ground up. We create that through a lot of different ways. Part of it is just obviously the kind of atmosphere that we have going on in the room. That's why, for example, I have food in there almost every week now, because I want it to be a very cool atmosphere where they could come in, hang out, eat, chill with friends around tables, because, man, community happens around tables. When you invite your people into your house, where do you go to? Do you stay in the hallway? No, you move to the table because that's where fellowship happens. So if I want people to feel welcomed, I don't just leave them in the little foyer area. I invite them in. And so having food at tables is a great way to do that. So part of it is that, yes. But coming to you guys right now, man, my leaders in my student ministry, small group leaders, all that kind of good stuff. Let me challenge you to just do a few things. And I want us to be mindful of a few things because, once again, we're creating our brand. I think this is all very much a big part of our brand. From what I see, man, people do feel very welcome. People really feel, I think this is a warm place. I've had multiple students over the past week that have started coming for the first time. And some of them actually are atheists, and they don't even really believe in God. They're doing a hard time, but they just felt welcome and warm there. And so that's an awesome thing, and that's great. But I want us to continue working on this. So a few things I want you to think about on a Sunday morning, Sunday evening, depending whether you're middle school or high school. Number one, when you are talking with someone, and be engaged with them and be excited to see them. Every Sunday should be like Christmas morning to you. Every Sunday. And every kid should be like the present that you cannot wait to open up. Like they are the person that you've been waiting to see all week. You've been counting down the days. And so whether you're tired and exhausted and had the longest week of your life, or whether you have the most energy ever, it doesn't matter. I want you to be excited and engaged with the students that are there, in with them, talking to them, man, asking them how their week was, asking them what the best part of their week was, what was the worst part of the week. Man, be intentional, be authentic, and be real, but also be really excited. I want this. If you guys have ever been to Moe's, then you know what I'm talking about. When you enter Moe's, it's like basically like Mexican fast food is a way to think about it if you've never been there. When you go in, man, they say, "Welcome to Moe's," and they're going crazy. I want it to be like that. Doesn't mean you scream at a kid in his face, but I think you get the idea. Make people believe that you're excited for them to be there. Because if they see that you're excited for them to be there, guess what? They're probably going to be there, and they're probably going to come back. So number one, with people that you're talking to, and when people come into the door, man, be engaged, be excited that they're there, be with them, right here with them. But here's the second thing, and this is the part with the balance, and you just have to be very good at it. I might even do a teaching time with you guys in person. While you're having those conversations and while you're talking to people and being engaged with them, you need to be scanning the room for stragglers. You need to be scanning the room for people who are by themselves. It, in my opinion, is a ministry sin for anybody to be by themselves, especially in a student ministry. A student has enough time sometimes in high school feeling awkward, or in middle school feeling awkward and rejected because they're alone. The student ministry cannot be that. So what you're doing is you're talking to groups of people, you're talking to one person, but then you're also scanning the room, looking for a new person, or looking for someone maybe who just right now is feeling kind of left out. They're by themselves. Go talk to them. Maybe they don't want to join the group. Maybe they're having a bad day. But you know what? In that moment, go there and be with them. If you can, bring them into the group. And with that, guys, I love when groups are hanging out together, whether I'm not talking about just in small groups, but like in the big room. Man, make sure that you don't form circles, okay? Make sure you don't form circles. Make it more like an open circle. A half circle. A circle is where everyone's back is to you. It's very hard to get in, whether you're a new person or you're returning. It's hard to break into that. It's not as hard when the circle is open. So when you're with people, just be intentional about making sure that circle is open, making sure that people can get into community. But seriously, do those few things. Engage a student that you're with. Make them know that you're excited for them to be there. You're excited to see them. Man, you were counting down the days till you could see them. But then also, let's be looking in the room for stragglers, for people who are alone. I think if we do those couple things, if we continue to create a good atmosphere, it's going to be a place where we become known in these areas and in these schools that, man, when you go there, you're going to feel welcomed. That's what I want people saying all the time. That's one aspect of what I want our brand to be about. So let's start doing this weekend. Let's put this into practice. Man, just greet the mess out of people. If you're going to make them feel awkward, make them awkward because you went above and beyond welcoming them and making them feel comfortable, not because we didn't welcome them at all. If they might feel awkward out of the way, I'd rather them feel awkward because we went over the top and loving on them. So do that. Look for stragglers. Let's get them in. Let's get everybody into community and let us know that this is a place where no matter who you are, no matter where you've come from, where you've been, you're going to come to Pine Lake Student Ministry at Madison and Ridgeland, and you're going to be loved on, welcomed for who you are. And so do that. Let's have a great weekend. Love you guys. Praying for you. Talk to you soon.